The Grand Hall of the Galactic Council buzzed with activity. Aliens of all shapes and sizes moved about, their varied forms a testament to the diversity of life in the universe. Some floated, others crawled, while many walked on multiple legs. The air was filled with a cacophony of different languages, translated instantly by advanced communication devices. At the center of the hall stood a massive holographic display, showing the known galaxies and their major civilizations. The Galactic Council had stood for millennia, maintaining peace and order among the stars. Today was supposed to be a routine meeting, discussing trade routes and minor border disputes. Zixtel, the Arcturian representative, slithered to his seat. His blue, scale-covered body glistened under the bright lights. Next to him, Glueback the Andromian settled into a vat of nutrient-rich liquid, his gelatinous form pulsating gently. Another dull day, egged Glueback. Zixtel clicked his mandibles in amusement. Glueback's body rippled in response, the Andromian equivalent of a shrug. One can hope for some excitement, my friend. Little did they know, their wish was about to be granted in the most unexpected way. As the last of the 500 council members took their places, High Chancellor Voxterra called the meeting to order. The tall, willowy alien raised all four of her arms, her silver skin shimmering. Esteemed colleagues, her melodious voice rang out. We gather today to... Suddenly, a piercing alarm cut through the air. The holographic display in the center of the room flickered and changed. The familiar map of the galaxy was replaced by a flashing red warning signal. Chaos erupted in the hall. Council members jumped to their feet, or whatever they used for locomotion, voices raised in confusion and alarm. Silence. Voxterra's voice boomed, amplified by the room's acoustics. The commotion died down, all eyes turning to the High Chancellor. What is the meaning of this interruption? A small insectoid alien scurried forward. It was Zixik, head of the Galactic Defense Network. His antennae twitched nervously as he addressed the council. Honorable members, Zixik's voice quivered. Our long-range sensors have detected something impossible. The holographic display changed again, showing a sector of space near the Orion arm of the Milky Way. There, appearing out of nowhere, was a massive fleet of ships. Gasps and murmurs filled the room. Glueback's liquid form rippled violently in shock. Zixtel's scales changed color rapidly, a sign of extreme stress in his species. Zixik continued, his words sending shockwaves through the assembly. These ships, they appear to be of human origin. The room exploded into pandemonium. Humans were a young, barely spacefaring race, only recently discovered by the Galactic Council. They were thought to be centuries away from developing interstellar travel, let alone building a fleet of this magnitude. Impossible, shouted Krulgur, the Rigelian ambassador. His rock-like face cracked in disbelief. The humans are primitives. They can barely reach their own moon. Voxterra raised her arms again, calling for order. Zixik, explain. How can this be? The insectoid alien manipulated the holographic controls with his spindly limbs. The image zoomed in on one of the ships. Its sleek design was unlike anything the Council had seen before, but unmistakably bore the markings of Earth. Our analysis confirms it, Zixik said, his voice filled with awe and fear. These ships are not only of human origin, but they appear to be equipped with faster-than-light technology. The silence that followed was deafening. FTL travel had long been the holy grail of space exploration. Many civilizations had tried and failed to achieve it. Those who came close guarded their research jealously. And now, seemingly overnight, the humans had not only cracked the code but built an entire fleet. Voxterra's silver skin had lost its luster, turning a dull gray in shock. How? How many ships? Zixik's antennae drooped. Over 10,000, High Chancellor. And these are just the ones we can detect. The implications were staggering. In one fell swoop, the balance of power in the galaxy had shifted. Humanity, the newcomers, the primitives, now possessed the most advanced fleet in known space. As the Galactic Council descended into frantic debate and panic, one question loomed large. What were the humans planning to do with their newfound power? The once routine meeting had turned into the most significant day in galactic history, and it was only the beginning. While chaos reigned in the Galactic Council chambers, the story of how humanity had achieved this incredible feat was unfolding on Earth. It had all started 10 years ago, in a secret underground facility deep beneath the Rocky Mountains. Dr. Emily Chen, a brilliant physicist, stood before a group of world leaders, her eyes shining with excitement. "Ladies and gentlemen," she said, her voice steady despite her nerves, "we've done it. We've cracked the code for faster-than-light travel." The room erupted in a mix of gasps, cheers, and disbelieving murmurs. The President of the United States, Jane Martinez, leaned forward, her eyes narrowed. "Are you certain, Dr. Chen? This isn't some theoretical model?" Emily shook her head, a smile playing on her lips. "No, Madam President. We've built a working prototype. It's small, about the size of a car, but it works. We've sent it to Mars and back in less than a minute." The world leaders exchanged looks of awe and concern. The Chinese premier, Lei Wei, spoke up. "If this is true, it changes everything. But why keep it secret? This could revolutionize space exploration." It was General Marcus Stone who answered, his gruff voice cutting through the excitement. "Because, Mr. Premier, we're not alone out there." A hush fell over the room as Stone activated a holographic display. It showed images of alien ships secretly captured by Earth's most advanced telescopes. "We've known about the Galactic Council for years," Stone continued. "They don't know we've spotted them, but we have. And from what we've seen, humanity would be disadvantaged if we reveal ourselves now." President Martinez nodded gravely. "So we prepare in secret. We build our strength until we're ready to join the galactic community on our own terms." And so began Project Starfall, the most ambitious and secretive undertaking in human history. Hidden shipyards were constructed in asteroid belts and on the far side of the moon. The world's best scientists, engineers, and strategists were recruited, sworn to absolute secrecy. Years passed. While the public saw only small advancements in space technology, behind the scenes, humanity was taking giant leaps. In a massive underground hangar beneath the Gobi Desert, Fleet Admiral Yuki Tanaka watched as the first full-sized FTL ship, the HFY Prometheus, took shape. Its sleek, dark hull seemed to absorb light, a product of advanced stealth technology. "It's beautiful," she murmured to Dr. Chen, who stood beside her. Emily nodded, pride evident in her voice. "And there are hundreds more just like it being built across the solar system, each one capable of outrunning and outgunning anything the Galactic Council has." But ships were only part of the equation. Humanity needed crews capable of operating this advanced technology and facing the unknown. In a state-of-the-art training facility hidden in the Amazon rainforest, Captain John Makey put his team through their paces. Men and women from every nation on Earth worked together, mastering alien languages, advanced combat techniques, and the intricacies of FTL navigation. Again, Mbeki shouted as his team ran through a simulated first contact scenario. "Remember, we're not just soldiers. We're diplomats, scientists, and explorers. Humanity's future depends on us getting this right." As the years went by, Earth's secret fleet grew. Hidden bases were established on distant moons and planets. Stealth probes were sent to the far reaches of the galaxy, gathering intelligence on the various alien civilizations. Finally, 10 years after Dr. Chen's breakthrough, humanity was ready. In a secure conference room in Geneva, the leaders of Project Starfall gathered for the final briefing. President Martinez, now in her second term, addressed the group. "Today, we reveal ourselves to the galaxy," she said, her voice solemn. "Our fleet is in position. Our crews are ready. We've prepared for every possibility we could think of." She paused, looking at each person in the room. What we do today will shape the future of our species for generations to come. We go not as conquerors, but as equals. We will not bow down, nor will we dominate. We seek our rightful place among the stars. General Stone stood up, his face etched with determination. All units are in position, Madam President. We await your command. President Martinez took a deep breath, feeling the weight of history on her shoulders. She gave a single firm nod. Operation Starfall is go. Godspeed to us all. And with that, humanity stepped onto the galactic stage, ready to face whatever the universe had in store. Back in the Galactic Council chambers, panic had given way to a tense, focused atmosphere. The initial shock of humanity's sudden appearance on the galactic stage had worn off, replaced by a desperate need for information and understanding. High Chancellor Vox Terra stood at the center of the room, her silver skin now a muted gray. "We need more information," she declared, her voice steady despite the stress evident in her posture. "Zik, what have our scouts discovered?" The insectoid head of the Galactic Defense Network scurried forward, his antennae twitching nervously. He manipulated the holographic controls, and a detailed image of one of the human ships appeared in the air. "Honorable Council," Zik began, his voice filled with a mix of fear and awe. "Our initial assessments were conservative. The human fleet is far more advanced than we first believed." A murmur ran through the assembled aliens. Glueback, the Andronian representative, rippled his gelatinous form in agitation. "How advanced?" he gurgled. Zik's mandibles clicked rapidly, a sign of extreme stress in his species. "Their ships appear to be equipped with technology that surpasses our own in several key areas." He zoomed in on different parts of the human vessel, highlighting various features. "Their FTL drives are unlike anything we've seen before. They're more efficient, faster, and seem to cause less spatial distortion than our own." The Rigelian ambassador, Krulgor, his rocky face cracked with concern, spoke up. "What about their weapons? Defenses?" Zik's antennae drooped. "That's where it gets concerning. Their hull material absorbs most of our scanning attempts. We can't get a clear read on their weapon systems, but based on power signatures." He paused, mandibles clicking furiously. "They could potentially outgun our most advanced battleships." The council chamber erupted in shouts and cries of dismay. Vox Terra raised all four of her arms, calling for order. "What of their defenses?" she asked, her voice cutting through the noise. "Equally impressive," Zik replied. "We've detected energy shields far more powerful than our own, and some kind of stealth technology that makes the ships nearly invisible to our standard sensors." Zixtel, the Arcturian representative, hissed in disbelief. "How is this possible? They were primitives just a few cycles ago." A new voice answered, calm and measured. All eyes turned to Lear, the ancient Cerebron philosopher. His large, brain-like head pulsed gently as he spoke. "Perhaps," Lear mused, "we underestimated them. We saw their conflicts, their divisions, and assumed they were centuries away from unity, let alone this level of advancement. We were wrong." Vox Terra nodded slowly. "Go on, Lear. What do you think this means?" Lear's brain pulsed thoughtfully. "It means, High Chancellor, that humanity has achieved something remarkable. They've united their planet in secret, focused their considerable creativity and resources towards a single goal. We may be witnessing the birth of a new superpower." The council chamber fell silent as the implications sank in. For millennia, the balance of power in the galaxy had remained relatively stable. Now, in the span of a few hours, everything had changed. "What are their intentions?" Glueback bubbled anxiously. "Are they preparing for war?" Zik manipulated the holographic display again, showing the position of the human fleet. "They've made no aggressive moves," he reported. "Their fleet has taken up position just outside the Orc cloud of their solar system. They seem to be waiting." Vox Terra's brow furrowed. "Waiting for what?" As if in answer to her question, a new alert sounded. Zik's antennae shot up in surprise. "We're receiving a transmission," he announced, from the human fleet. They're requesting an audience with the Galactic Council. The chamber once again burst into a flurry of exclamations and arguments. Some counselors advocated for immediate military action, while others called for caution and diplomacy. Vox Terra raised her arms once more, her voice ringing out with authority. Silence. We are the Galactic Council. We have faced challenges before, and we will face this one with wisdom and unity. She turned to Zik. Prepare a response. We will grant their request for an audience. As Zik scurried off to compose the message, Vox Terra addressed the council once more. My fellow representatives, we stand at a crossroads of galactic history. How we respond to humanity's arrival will shape the future of our civilization. We must be cautious, yes, but also open. For in crisis, there is opportunity. The council members looked at each other, a mix of fear and anticipation in their alien eyes. The galaxy as they knew it had changed forever, and now they would come face to face with the species that had shaken the very foundations of their cosmic order. The grand hall of the Galactic Council buzzed with tension as the human delegation prepared to make their entrance. Aliens of all shapes and sizes whispered among themselves, a mix of fear and curiosity in their varied eyes, tentacles and sensory organs. High Chancellor Vox Terra stood at the center, her silver skin shimmering with nervous energy. Remember, she addressed the council, we must approach this with open minds. The fate of the galaxy may depend on this meeting. Suddenly, the massive doors at the end of the hall slid open. A hush fell over the assembled aliens as 5 humans walked in, their steps confident and measured. Leading the group was Ambassador Sarah Chen, daughter of the famous Dr. Emily Chen, who had cracked the FTL code. Beside her walked Captain John Miki, his military bearing evident in every step. They were flanked by Dr. Yuki Tanaka, Earth's foremost xenobiologist, and Professor Ahmed Hassan, a brilliant linguist and cultural expert. Bringing up the rear was Major Maria Rodriguez, her alert eyes scanning the room, ready for any threat. As they reached the center of the hall, Ambassador Chen stepped forward. Her voice, amplified by advanced translation technology, rang out clear and strong. Esteemed members of the Galactic Council, she began, her tone respectful but firm, I bring greetings from Earth and the United Terran Alliance. We come in peace, seeking dialogue and understanding. A murmur ran through the alien representatives. Vox Terra raised her 4 arms, calling for silence. We welcome you, humans, she said, her voice cautious. Your sudden appearance has caused quite a stir. We have many questions. Chen nodded, a small smile on her face. And we are here to answer them, High Chancellor. But first, allow me to address the Borcall in the room. The alien delegates looked at each other in confusion. Professor Hassan leaned in and whispered to Chen, who quickly corrected herself. My apologies, I believe the human idiom doesn't translate well. Let me be direct. We know our arrival has frightened you. That was not our intent. Captain Miki stepped forward. We kept our advancements secret not out of malice, but out of caution. We needed to ensure we could protect ourselves if necessary. Zixtel, the Arcturian representative, hissed angrily. Protect yourselves. Your fleet could devastate half the galaxy. Dr. Tanaka raised a calming hand. Our ships are powerful, yes, but they're primarily designed for exploration and defense. We have no desire for conquest. Then what do you desire? Glueback bubbled curiously. Ambassador Chen's eyes lit up with passion. Partnership, exchange of knowledge, a chance to learn from civilizations far older than our own, and to share our own unique perspectives. She gestured to her team. We bring with us the best of humanity, our curiosity, our diversity, our drive to explore and understand. We don't claim to be perfect. Our history is filled with conflicts and mistakes, but we've learned from them, grown beyond them. Professor Hassan stepped forward, addressing the council in several alien languages he had mastered in secret over the years. Many delegates gasped in surprise at hearing their native tongues. We've studied you all for years, Hassan explained, not to find weaknesses, but to understand, to prepare for this very moment. Major Rodriguez, who had remained silent until now, spoke up. We know trust must be earned. We're prepared to prove our intentions through actions, not just words. Ambassador Chen nodded in agreement. We propose a series of cultural and scientific exchanges, open dialogue, gradual integration into galactic affairs. We don't expect to be embraced immediately, but we hope you'll give us a chance to show you who we truly are. As Chen finished speaking, the council hall fell silent. The human delegation stood tall, facing the assembled alien representatives with a mixture of hope and determination. High Chancellor Voxterra looked at her fellow council members, then back at the humans. The next few moments would shape the future of galactic civilization. With a deep breath, she prepared to respond to humanity's bold proposal. The silence in the council chamber was deafening. High Chancellor Voxterra's 4 arms were raised, signaling for calm as the alien representatives processed the humans' proposal. Slowly, murmurs began to ripple through the gathered delegates. Zixtel, the Arcturian representative, was the first to speak up. His scales shimmered with a mix of colors, reflecting his conflicted emotions. How can we trust them? He hissed. They hid their advancements from us for years. Vlubac, the Andromian, bubbled in disagreement. But think of what we could learn from them. Their technology, their culture. It could revolutionize our understanding of the universe. The chamber quickly divided into factions. Some, like Zixtel, viewed humanity as a threat to be contained. Others, following Glubac's lead, saw potential for growth and advancement. Krulgor, the Rigelian ambassador, stomped his rocky foot, causing tremors through the floor. We should demand they disarm immediately. No newfound race should wield such power. This statement caused an uproar among the human delegation. Captain John Beakey stepped forward, his voice firm. With all due respect, Ambassador, we will not disarm. Our fleet ensures our freedom and safety. Ambassador Sarah Chen quickly intervened, her diplomatic skills on full display. What my colleague means is that trust must go both ways. We're willing to be transparent about our capabilities, but we won't leave ourselves vulnerable. The tension in the room was palpable. High Chancellor Voxterra's skin had turned a deep, troubled gray. She turned to Lear, the ancient Cerebron philosopher, who had remained silent until now. Lear, what is your counsel in this matter? The Cerebron's brain-like head pulsed thoughtfully. We stand at a crossroads, he began, his voice soft yet commanding attention. The humans have shown both great advancement and great restraint. They could have conquered, yet they seek partnership. This is not to be overlooked. Lear floated closer to the human delegation, his large eyes studying them intently. I sense no deception in them. Fear, yes. Determination, certainly, but also hope and genuine curiosity. His words seemed to calm the chamber somewhat. Voxterra nodded slowly, then addressed the humans. Ambassador Chen, your proposal is unprecedented. We need time to discuss and consider. Chen nodded respectfully. We understand, High Chancellor. We're prepared to wait as long as necessary for your decision. As the human delegation was led to a waiting area, the council erupted into heated debate. Alliances formed and broke apart as different factions argued their positions. The Galactic Merchants Guild, represented by the shrewd Volaxian trader Srith, saw immense economic potential. Think of the new markets. Srith chirped excitedly. Human goods could revolutionize trade across the galaxy. The scientific consortium, led by the multi-eyed Kuloth researcher Dr. Xix, was equally enthusiastic. Their FTL technology alone could advance our understanding by centuries. Six's eyes blinked rapidly in excitement. However, the military alliance, headed by the warrior race Krazak, remained deeply suspicious. General Vrock's carapace bristled as he spoke. We cannot allow a potential enemy to have such an advantage. We must act now, before it's too late. As the debate raged on, A new voice cut through the chaos. It was Emissary Zyra of the mysterious Eldara, an ancient race known for their wisdom and foresight. The chamber fell silent as Zyra spoke, her ethereal voice resonating with power. For eons, we have watched the younger races grow, Zyra intoned. Humanity's rise was foreseen, though its suddenness surprised even us. They are a fulcrum, a turning point in galactic history. How we respond will shape the future for millennia to come. Her words left the council in thoughtful silence. The decision they were about to make would indeed change the course of galactic civilization forever. As Vox Terra prepared to call for a vote, tension filled the air. The fate of humanity's place in the galactic community hung in the balance. While the Galactic Council debated, tensions were rising in the space surrounding the Council's massive station. The human fleet, which had been holding position at a respectful distance, was about to make its presence felt in a dramatic way. Admiral Yuki Tanaka stood on the bridge of that HSS Prometheus, the flagship of Earth's fleet. Her eyes were fixed on the holographic display showing the Council station and the gathering alien ships. "Status report," she commanded, her voice calm but tinged with anticipation. Her second-in-command, Commander Diego Ramirez, responded promptly. "All ships report ready, Admiral. Stealth systems are functioning perfectly. The aliens have no idea of our true numbers or positions." Tanaka nodded, a small smile playing on her lips. "Good. It's time to give them a little demonstration. Nothing aggressive, mind you. Just impressive." She tapped a communication panel. "All ships, this is Admiral Tanaka. Execute Operation Firefly. I repeat, execute Operation Firefly." Across the vastness of space, hidden human ships began to move. Their advanced stealth technology had kept them invisible, not just to alien sensors, but to the naked eye as well. Now, that was about to change. On the Council station, alarms began to blare. Zik-Zik, the head of Galactic Defense, scurried into the Council chamber, his antennae twitching wildly. "High Chancellor," he chittered urgently. "The humans, their fleet, it's—" Before he could finish, the view outside the station's massive windows changed dramatically. Where before there had been empty space with just a few visible human ships, now there were thousands. Ships of all sizes suddenly appeared, their stealth systems deactivating in a choreographed sequence that made it seem as if they were materializing out of thin air. The Council chamber erupted in chaos. Alien representatives gasped, shouted, and in some cases, emitted pheromones of sheer panic. High Chancellor Vox Terra stared in awe at the display. "By the cosmic winds," she whispered. "How many are there?" Zik-Zik's mandibles clicked rapidly as he consulted his datapad. At least 10,000, High Chancellor. And these are just the ones revealing themselves. Our sensors indicate there may be more still hidden." The human delegation, which had been brought back into the chamber, watched the reactions with a mix of pride and concern. Ambassador Sarah Chen stepped forward, her voice cutting through the pandemonium. "Please, esteemed council members, remain calm. This is not an act of aggression, but a demonstration of trust. We are revealing our true strength as a sign of our commitment to honesty and transparency." Captain John Beakey nodded in agreement. "If we wanted to conquer, we could have done so without revealing ourselves. Instead, we choose to negotiate as equals." The alien representatives looked at each other, a mix of fear and grudging respect in their eyes. The sheer scale of human technological advancement was now undeniable. Back on the Prometheus, Admiral Tanaka watched as the alien ships scrambled to respond. Some took defensive positions, while others seemed to be powering up weapons. "Hold positions," she ordered her fleet. "Do not engage unless fired upon. Let's show them our discipline as well as our strength." As the tense standoff continued, a new signal came through. It was from the Council station. "Admiral Tanaka." High Chancellor Vox Terra's voice came through, a mix of awe and wariness in her tone. "Your display has made quite an impression. The Council requests your presence. We have much to discuss." Tanaka smiled, exchanging a look with Commander Ramirez. "Understood, High Chancellor. I'll shuttle over immediately." As she prepared to leave for the council station, Tanaka knew that the next few hours would be crucial. Humanity had shown its strength. Now it was time to show its wisdom, its compassion, and its readiness to join the galactic community. The game of cosmic diplomacy was about to enter a new phase, with humanity holding a hand that no one had anticipated. The future of the galaxy hung in the balance, and every word, every action from this point on, would shape the destiny of countless worlds. The council chamber was hushed as Admiral Yuki Tanaka strode in, her uniform crisp and her bearing confident. She joined the human delegation, nodding respectfully to Ambassador Chen before turning to face the assembled alien representatives. High Chancellor Voxterra's silver skin shimmered with a mix of emotions as she addressed the humans. "Admiral Tanaka, your fleet's demonstration was most impressive. It has certainly given us much to consider." Tanaka bowed slightly. "Thank you, High Chancellor. We hope it has made our position clear. We come in peace, but we are prepared for any eventuality." The ancient Cerebran, Lear, floated forward, his brain-like head pulsing gently. "You have shown great power, humans, but power without wisdom leads to destruction. How do you intend to use this strength?" Ambassador Chen stepped up, her voice clear and passionate. "We intend to use it for exploration, for defense, and for the betterment of all sentient life. We don't seek to dominate, but to cooperate." A murmur ran through the alien delegates. Glueback, the Andromean, bubbled excitedly. "Think of the advancements we could make together, the mysteries of the universe we could unravel." But Zixtel, the Arcturian, was not convinced. "Pretty words," he hissed. "But how can we trust a species that hid their true nature for so long?" Captain Mbiki spoke up, his voice firm but understanding. "We hid out of caution, not malice. Now we're here, open and honest. We're ready to earn your trust." As the debate continued, tensions began to ease. The humans answered questions patiently, demonstrating not just their technological prowess, but their diplomacy and empathy as well. Finally, High Chancellor Voxterra raised all four of her arms for silence. "We have heard much today," she announced. "It is time to decide. Shall we welcome humanity into the galactic community?" The chamber buzzed with whispered discussions. Then, one by one, the representatives began to vote. The Merchants Guild, seeing potential for new trade, voted in favor. The Scientific Consortium, eager to study human technology, also agreed. Even the initially wary military alliance, impressed by human capabilities, gave their approval. In the end, the vote was nearly unanimous. Humanity would be welcomed into the Galactic Council. As the decision was announced, a cheer went up from the human delegation. Ambassador Chen shook hands, and tentacles, and pseudopods, with alien representatives, while Admiral Tanaka and Captain Mbeki exchanged relieved smiles. High Chancellor Voxterra approached the humans, her skin now a bright, pleased silver. "Welcome, friends," she said warmly. "There is much work to be done, but today marks a new era for our galaxy." In the days that followed, the integration of humanity into galactic affairs began. Cultural exchanges were arranged, scientific collaborations were initiated, and trade agreements were drafted. The human fleet, once a source of terror, became a symbol of cooperation. Joint peacekeeping missions were organized, with human and alien crews working side by side to maintain galactic stability. On Earth, celebrations erupted as news of their acceptance spread. Humanity had taken its place among the stars, not through conquest, but through diplomacy and mutual respect. As Admiral Tanaka stood on the bridge of the Prometheus, watching alien ships peacefully mingle with her fleet, she felt a sense of pride and hope. "Send a message to Earth," she told her communications officer. Tell them we did it. A new chapter in human history has begun." The officer nodded, smiling as he transmitted the message across the vast expanse of space. In that moment, as human ingenuity met alien wisdom, The future of the galaxy looked brighter than ever before. And so, what had started as a day of fear and uncertainty for the Galactic Council ended as a triumph of cooperation and understanding. Humanity had arrived on the galactic stage, and the universe would never be the same again.